What's going on, Sumolings? Thank you for joining us for another product walkthrough webinar. I am Lindsay, and I am joined by the team over at PhoneWagon. PhoneWagon is an advanced call tracking tool that lets you set up dynamic numbers, automated text messages, and phone trees. It is available on AppSumo right now for just $79 for a lifetime deal. But before we dive in and take you on the walkthrough, I just want to let you know a few quick things. The first is that you can tell us a little bit about your use case and why you are interested in PhoneWagon over in the chat room. And then if you have any questions about the deal or about the product, you can go ahead and leave those questions in the Q&A box down below the video. We'll circle back to those at the end of the walkthrough. And the third thing is that there will be a replay of this available, so you can watch it as many times as you want. All right. Hey, Ryan, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having us.
I am excited to have you here. And I know that a lot of Sumolings are excited about this deal. It was deal of the week. So this is very fun. We're very excited to dive into this.
Yeah, I'm super excited to dive in as well. And if there's not any more questions, I could just go ahead and get right into the screen share.
Absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and pass this off to you. Sumolings, leave those questions in the Q&A box down below the video. We will circle back to them soon. All right. Take it away, Ryan.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for having us. Thank you for the crazy response that we got as the deal launched. And we're super excited to be able to serve you. As you guys know, PhoneWagon is an advanced, simple call tracking software and cloud phone system. We're the easiest way to get set up with a new number, a local or a toll-free number. We even have dynamic numbers where you can drop a little snippet of code onto your website, and the number is going to swap for each visitor. And this lets you track the calls down to the session level for every single person that comes to your website and calls. And that way you're going to know everything. If they came from Google, you're going to get the Google Click ID, which is going to contain the keywords, the ad position, the device that they're on. You're going to get all this really granular data, and you're going to be able to now track your phone calls just like you track your web leads, okay? The whole idea here is that if you're driving inbound calls as leads for your clients, you want to be able to track those and attribute the leads back to the right ad source so that you know what's working, what's not working, increase the stuff that is working, and measure ad spend effectively. Okay, so I'm going to jump into the screen share. So everyone that buys, so by the way, the current deal that's on AppSumo, it's a one stack deal. We're not bringing back the stacking, and it's US and Canada only. Hope that answers some questions. You guys smashed the first deal, sold it out like hotcakes, which was amazing. We brought back another deal for you with amazing rates that go along with it. So and you can also buy white label. So by the way, a lot of agencies use our software, and then you can completely white label it. The domain, it's not even just subdomain. It's going to be a white label domain. It's going to be white label emails that get sent out to your customers. It's going to have your branding, your logo, everything. It's not going to say PhoneWagon everywhere. So you're going to have consistent branding all the way through with your clients as they log in and view their phone calls, okay? So the first thing that you want to do when you set up your PhoneWagon account, I'm going to be logged in right here. This is our brand new inbox, guys. We just launched this kind of new design recently. It's beautiful. What it allows you to do is, at a glance, you can sort of see all of your activities for the date range that you have right here. One thing that I like to look at, if I want to look at this date range, I might want to look at call type, first-time callers, duration over 90 seconds, okay? These are usually good leads right here. And then what I like to do is I like to even save this view, calls over 90 seconds, first time. You can save the view, then you can get back to the saved view over there. It's super, super nice, okay? But so this is going to be calls. Did I do calls as well? I could do activity type, calls only. See that there? Anyway, so we're seeing a bunch of activities here. You can click on it, and then you can go into the conversation on the right side. Okay, so it's a really nice, easy way to kind of view all of this stuff here. If you see a recording, you can click on it. The recording starts playing.
Thank you for calling.
But check this out. So this is one thing that I think is really powerful about PhoneWagon, right? So you can see the name of the caller, you can see where they call from, but you're gonna get all of the online customer journey. You see that this customer visited the homepage. If they went to a different page, I'd be able to see a different page that they went to, and you'd be able to see everything about that landing page, right? We have a missed call right here. We have an automated text message that gets sent out. So this is sort of a conversation thread that's gonna show all of the history from the online customer journey to the offline phone calls and text message events, okay?
Thank you for calling PhoneWagon. For sales, press.
You can download that right there. Okay, so first thing that you want to do when you get set up in PhoneWagon, you're going to want to add a company. Right now we have PhoneWagon added as a company, and you can do that through the company settings panel. Through the account settings panel, and you can add companies right here. I'm just logged in as a user, but here's PhoneWagon. There'd be a button here where you can add companies. So next thing that you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna add a number, okay? This is super easy, okay? And there's different types of numbers that you can add, okay? So there's gonna be a static number, which is what you're gonna use like on an offline campaign. It's just a tracked number. You're gonna forward it somewhere else. Or there's a dynamic number that you actually add to your website, okay? You actually add dynamic numbers to your website, and that way they rotate like we talked about earlier, okay? I'm just gonna delete some numbers here. All right, so let's go ahead and add a static number, okay? So let's say I'm from Maryland, I wanna add a 443 number. Let's add 443. Now I can choose my favorite number, right? Oh, I like that, 4520. Let's go ahead and add this number, okay? Let's say I wanna use this number on a radio ad or a podcast. Let's say I'm doing a podcast ad 1. And then here's where we're gonna route the calls, okay? So I have a bunch of call flows, which we'll show you in a second, already saved. So I can simply route it to one of my saved call flows. I can create a new line. Let's say I wanna route it just to my cell phone. I can add that there, and then I'm gonna be able to add my cell phone and then save it so that I never have to manually enter it again. It's super, super simple. If someone texts this new phone number, I wanna forward the text to the forwarding line. I wanna record the calls. I don't wanna play a greeting, whisper message. Again, all of this is optional, and you're gonna be able to set it up right there, okay? Let me take you to call flows, because this is where I think it's super powerful. So you saw that I just created Ryan's line. That would actually be a forwarding line, Ryan's cell right there, okay? But we also have beautiful drag and drop call flows. You can create IVRs, you can create trees, extensions, sequential, round robin. Let's go ahead and add a call flow, okay? It's gonna take us to our call flow builder, and we've built this from scratch to be one of the easiest call flow builders. Think of this as like, you know, a grasshopper or some drag and drop builder on steroids, okay? So let's go ahead and start with an IVR, and let's just call this gonna be our main greeting Sumo Lings, okay? So we have hosted voicemail. So let's say I wanna have a greeting, okay? Let's say we have a dedicated number just for Sumo Lings on the landing page. So when you guys call, this is what you'll hear. Welcome Sumo Lings to PhoneWagon. For sales, press 1. For something else, press 2. And then you can, welcome Sumo Lings to PhoneWagon. God, I sound good. All right, so then you can hear that there. You can save it. You can go Sumo Lings greeting. You can save it. All your savings will be there. You save that there. Okay, so we just did a greeting. For sales, press 1. So now for our sales line, for our other line. Okay, so we just created an IVR in what, less than 60 seconds. Now let's say no one answers, or let's say there's no input after the greeting. Do you want to play the greeting again? Do you want to send them to voicemail? Do you want to send them to another number? If they don't press anything, let's send them to another number. If it's ringing and no one's answering, no one's answering, and it's ringing and no one's answering, and the person's like, is anyone going to answer? And no one's going to answer. Let's forward it to a backup number as well, because guess what? With lead gen, it's all about speed. It's all about answering the phone. If you don't answer, they're going to call your competitor, and your competitor's going to answer, and they're going to get the job. So we want to send it to a backup line, backup forwarding line, And this is where you can, again, just forward it to one number. You can simultaneously see this, by the way, if you want to simultaneously ring it at multiple numbers, you could enter, a number here, and then you could add another number, and then it's going to simultaneously ring both numbers, and then the first one to pick up is actually going to get the call, okay? So we just saved this call flow. Some fields are invalid. That's invalid. All right, so we're going to save this call flow, Sumo links. Now we're going to go back to our inbox. Okay, cool. So now we're going to go to the number that we just created. We just created what? A 443 number. It's called radio ad, so it's right here. So let's now edit the configuration of this number. Instead of sending to Ryan's phone, let's use the mean greeting Sumo links. So that's how you do it, right? So you create these forwarding lines and these call flows, and then you attach them to numbers, and then they kind of live together at the numbers. The recording, the whisper, and all that stuff is going to be updated at the number level. The other thing, automation. This is a huge feature, by the way. So let's say we go back to our, where is it? Radio ad 1. We have that there. Let's set up automation. So look, check this out. You can set it up so that if you miss a call, it sends them a text message. So it's like, hey, sorry, can't chat right now. Can I call you in 20? Hey, so all right, so we'll have that. That's from a first-time caller. You can have the same message also get sent from a returning caller. And you might want different messages there, just depending on because usually first-time caller is a lead and then second-time caller is not. But so anyway, you can do those there. Now we just set that up. Okay, so now that was a static number. We set up a forwarding line, we set up call flows, we set up automations. The other thing that you would want to do, we just set up a static number, is you'd set up a dynamic number, okay? So a dynamic number, so let's just say this is going to be for a PPC landing page. Let's say you have it on an Unbound page, a Webflow page, whatever it is. Same thing again, you can search for the numbers that you would want. You would create a pool of numbers. Let's say we want like a 3-number pool. We recommend using at least 4, whatever. 12 numbers, that's great. So anyway, you create a dynamic number. After that, what you would do is you would go to PhoneWagon, and then you'd copy the snippet, right? You'd copy this little snippet of code, and you drop it into the body of the website. And that way, that number, what it does is the JavaScript will search for the number that's hard-coded on the site. It'll take our pool of numbers, it'll swap it out, and then each visitor will see a different number, okay? And from there, then you would want to go into integrations, because once you've set up the dynamic number, now you're able to push calls into Google Ads, into Google Analytics, all of these other really cool things automatically, right? So Google Analytics, we have tons of integrations. We have full API as well. We have webhooks. We also have Zapier, which is going to solve for a lot of the stuff that we don't have. But natively, obviously, Google Ads, it's a really cool way to push. Again, once you have this set up and you integrate with Google Ads, and if you're an agency, you can integrate at the MCC level, and then you select each of the clients. Like I integrate MCC, then I select PhoneWagon. I integrate MCC, then I select John's Plumbing. So you do that all there, which is really, really cool. Integrations are full blown. It's awesome. Notifications. So I'm going to take you back to the notification section. You can send email summaries daily, weekly, monthly, whatever kind of time frame you want, to all of your different users that you have. So you select the user that you want to send the summaries to, boom, it sends out these summaries. Again, with the white label, even the emails and the email from name or from email addresses, everything is fully white labeled, okay? We also have email notifications or email alerts. So you send alerts to, again, whichever user you have on your account. I didn't go to adding users. I'll do that in just a second. And then you can even send alerts for different types of activity or all activity, right? For answered calls, missed calls with voicemail, text messages. So and then even if you want to select the campaign or the number that you want the email alerts to get sent for. So a lot of different granularity, a lot of different options for emails. Okay, so to add users to the account, you just go to users. And then again, you go to the company that you want to add the user to, and then you add the user. So it's going to take you back to our See how it's flip-flopping between like our new app? We just launched the new app. We have a few things that are in the old interface like this. So it sometimes jumps back and forth. We're moving everything over. But sometimes it flip-flops. So anyway, let's just say we have like Sumo 1, and it's like Sumo 1 at sumo.com, password, whatever. And then, so we have different roles, right? Company manager, buy and edit numbers, listen to calls, call manager. It's more of like a view only, where you can like view, listen, tag calls, but you can't like buy, delete, that sort of thing. And then we have campaign monitor, where it's like if you need to go into a specific number, specific campaign, you can do that as well. And then you select it right here, but it's not for the whole account. Okay. So, So we have that there. And then once everything's set up, right, we have, that's great. So anyway, once we have it set up, you know, you're gonna be able to view all of your data right here, all the activities for the date range. Let's just say it's for last week. And then again, you're gonna be able to see everything for that specific date range to June 17th. Today. So anyway, and then you can, you know, so the cool thing, by the way, is once you start to view everything right here, again, let's say I want to listen to this call recording. See this.
Thank you for calling PhoneWagon.
You can do that there. The tags, we haven't gone over tags, but you can tag it as a lead, submit that there, and then you can even tag it directly on here, like who keeps calling it? Like anonymous, right? So this, I'm just gonna create a tag called spam, and then I'm gonna put that there as spam. We also get the city of Bayonne. They're gonna be spam. Tag them as spam right there, okay? But it's really cool because look, we have all of this thread right here, but I can now type, hey, sorry, we couldn't answer, are you? And then you can send that to them. And that's a real text message going out to them. We also have outbound calling. I can literally click this right here, and now I'm literally calling them right now. So it's really cool. You can also send an outbound text or a phone call to a brand new conversation if you want, right? So you just click this plus button right here, then you can start typing the person's name or number right here, right? So I just typed that. And then you can even choose the from line. So you have a bunch of different track numbers. So you can choose which number. Now I'm getting a call back. Now you can choose which number you want that call to be from. Let's call it from there. And then I can text this. I can text that right there. And now I'm in a conversation. It shows up right there, right? So save this as. So a lot of options, again, outbound calling, outbound text, two-way texting, call flows, integrations with Google Ads. You're going to have the forwarding lines, call flows with different sequentials, the automations, the inbox, the neat, beautiful inbox right here. So that's PhoneWagon. I don't want to give you guys information overload because look, you know, it is a lot and there are, you know, but again, we also have this nice, cool call to action right here, add number, boom. If you ever want to just add a number, oh, where do I go? I want to quick add a number, boom, hit add number right there. And then you add a number, okay? Every single person in the Sumo deal is going to get, for the price, you get this, you get our 5 numbers, 500 minutes, and then we're giving you an insane overage rate for numbers. I think they're like 75 cents and 0.012 for additional minutes. That's US, Canada, local, toll free. It's an insane deal. So let us know. We're kind of slammed in the live chat right now, but usually we're like white glove service. We also do, by the way, our own webinars just like this, twice a day, every single day, 10:30 and 4:30, or maybe it's 10 and 4:30. But anyway, when you sign up, you get a Calendly link, and then you'll get, so then you can sign up for one of our webinars. It's with us. It's a smaller group. It's like usually 10 to 25 people, and we do them for you every single day, twice a day. So like, you know, we're trying to provide as much service as possible on top of the software. So let's go and answer some questions now.
Let's do it. Thank you so much for that walkthrough. It was very thorough. We've answered some of the questions in the Q&A, so let's go ahead and open the ones that are still here. Once we use a dynamic number, is it saved as hours and only hours to use forever? Or does it go back in circulation after I'm not running the ad anymore?
So as long as you have the number in your account, it's yours. If you aren't using it, but it's still like in your PhoneWagon account, like that's your number. So like when I just added that number, it's in my account, it's my number. If you like delete the number and like let it go, then it goes back into circulation, or it goes back into the open market. And by the way, we do like this thing called number cleansing, where like we won't grab a number unless it's been sitting idle for at least 90 days to kind of prevent sort of what you were just saying. Like if a plumber just had the number and now it gets assigned to a pest control, you don't want the pest control guy to get plumbing calls, right? So that's, so it's called cleansing.
I love it. All right, thank you. When it forwards to a number, will the caller see what number they actually end up with? I.e., if my cell phone is the final number that answers, will the caller see that actual number ever?
Caller will not. No.
Cool.
The caller sees just the number that they called. They don't know the configuration and forwarding of it on the back end.
Awesome. And again, Sumolings, I just wanted to let everybody know that I am answering the questions, or I'm asking rather the questions in the Q&A box. So if you have any questions that you would like to submit, go ahead and do those now. All right, will I be alerted if the text sent on a missed call was sent to a non-textable number and therefore doesn't arrive to them?
Sometimes, yeah. Again, it's all about kind of like what happens with the carrier, but usually it'll try to send and then it'll get a text back that'll say like this number is a landline or something like that. So like you'll receive a text back, but that's, yeah. So only from the carriers or not from us. Awesome.
I see that there's reduced pricing for minutes, extra numbers, white labeling, etc. Will these lower rates be forever, or is there a time limit?
They're forever.
Forever. All right. Can we top up extra to buy international numbers? Oh, there are a couple questions about international numbers, and I know you said this at the top, but I suspect about double the amount of people from the intro have arrived. So can you just clarify what numbers are available in this deal?
Yeah. So hold on one second. So basically this deal, so the international deal is gone, right? This deal is basically for US and Canada only. And so it's whatever you see in the deal. So it's 5 numbers, 500 minutes, US, Canada only. You can use local or toll free. You can add additional minutes at additional pricing. We have international numbers that you can add, and they each have their own pricing. You know, like UK is like $2.50 a number, and like 4 cents a minute. So it's all kind of a la carte, right? But none of that is included with this deal. There's no stacking with this deal. It's just the one code. You can buy extra minutes if you need them, and if you don't need them, why pay for them?
I like that. Somebody did just ask in the chat room. I just saw it pop up. And it's along the same line. Am I going to be charged for both incoming and outgoing calls?
You are incoming and outgoing calls count towards the usage that you have in your account. So charged, I don't know, but yes.
Right. Can I set up IVR workflow to accept payments using phone?
I think I know who this is. So short answer is no. I mean, you might be able to do something with Zapier, like if they press one, like use like a zap, right? Where it's like the trigger is the PhoneWagon call, and then there's like a filter that's like if the caller pressed 1, and then there's a stripe action from Zapier, like if pressed 1, then create this. But Not in PhoneWagon, but maybe through Zapier, through APIs, through webhooks.
Cool. You can have fun with it. Get creative. Is there an iPhone app?
There's no, apps are coming. There's no app right now. There's no mobile app. It's all web.
Cool. We answered that one. Thank you for that. Do you have to use your voice? Can it create a voice recording based on your text input?
Yes, you can do that. You can also upload like someone else's voice. So if you want to go to like Fiverr and pay like $5 and get like a cool like voice animation person to do it, and then you want to like upload it, you can do that as well. Tons of options, a lot of options here, you know, text to voice, your voice, an uploaded voice. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. If somebody's outside of the US, can they get a US number? Sorry, I'm trying to understand this one specific question. So they've asked about the international numbers. If callers do not have to pay, does it matter if it's a US number or an international number? Even if someone calls from Malaysia and my number is a US number, but I'm not based out of the US, the caller does not have to pay and I'm being charged based on my plan. Is that how it works? You're muted.
So if you have a US number, we don't control who calls your numbers. So yeah, someone outside of the US can call your US number.
Cool. Can we add a widget to our webpage?
You can add whatever you want to your webpage. PhoneWagon does not include a widget.
All right. Some people joined a little late. Thank you, welcome. All right, if it's a dynamic number, does your system still know whether it's a first-time caller or second-time caller?
Yeah, so we do know based on if they've called or not, and it kind of like lives as first-time caller or repeat caller, kind of like for the life of it, based on for that company that it's within. And we also will cookie the dynamic number so that someone, so it's kind of like first touch, so someone who searches, you know, car accident, Atlanta, Georgia, or whatever, and then they'll get retargeted, and then maybe they come back direct. They're going to show them the same number originally, and then we're going to know that they searched that car accident, Atlanta, Georgia, on Google Ads initially. So we'll be able to see the whole customer journey. We attribute it to the first touch, and yes, it sticks with them as first-time caller or a repeat caller.
Amazing. If I got the day one deal, can I forward calls to a Mexican number?
No.
Did I break your brain with that one?
Well, I know that the day one deal included certain countries, but Mexico was not a country that was included.
Cool.
I had to think about which ones were included.
For sure. What's the difference between white label and without? What does the user experience look like?
Yeah, so white label is like fully here. Let me like log into. I'm trying to think of one. Bobby, do you know of good white label off the top of your head?
They're strictly plumbers. Let me see if I can paste the link in here.
Or call stuff.
That's an example of a white label login we have. Just one of them.
Oh, here, let me share the screen. Basically, it's fully white labeled, right? So he chose phone tracking as subdomain, but it's phone tracking that strictly plumbers here. Let me just I think I can log into my account. So it's like, no, I can't. It's tight. So, and again, it's kind of taking us back. So it's like his logo, everything's here, whatever. Let me go to the inbox, strictly plumbers. So it's basically staying like his branding. So on the sign in page, on the sign up page, it's basically like your branding throughout is the white label.
Awesome. Thank you. Once I purchase an additional phone number, is it a one-time payment?
No, so additional numbers are monthly. Because think of us as we're like hosting the number. So you're paying like 75 cents or whatever for the additional numbers per month to like host that number with us.
Cool. Other than Google AdWords, what other situations would you use a dynamic phone number as opposed to a static one?
So anything online, like you want to essentially be able to track the visitor, just like in Google Analytics, like you want to track whether they came from referral, whether they came from like a PPC campaign, whether they came from, direct, whatever it is. So like dynamic numbers are used really for anytime you want to track like an online campaign. They're swapping out. So you get like, again, session level data. And you're going to be able to see like everything that they did, that online customer journey, like which pages they went to, which keywords they searched for, all of that. And again, also like the dynamic numbers, using them, you can push them again into Google Ads, but also into Google Analytics to be able to track the calls as conversions in there alongside your other conversions. And then when you kind of lump them together, say, hey, I got 100 conversions and I spent this much, and you can track like a true cost per conversion, a true total number of leads.
Amazing. And thank you again, Sumo Links, for sending all of these. I'm trying to get through as many as I can, as quickly as I can. So you can submit these questions in the Q&A box. All right. I purchased a number from Number Barn. Can I port it in here?
Yes, you can port numbers in. We don't charge for porting, and we'll take care of a lot of the back end. We'll just send you the porting form. A lot of people actually do port in from Number Barn and a bunch of other places. So absolutely.
Amazing. When we manually respond to a call with a text, how do we know what number of hours they called in on?
We show you. So we show you the number that it called into, like in PhoneWagon.
Cool. All right. They really want to know, do I have to be a US citizen or Canadian to use the 5 numbers in the AppSumo deal?
We do not check citizenship. So absolutely, we do not check citizenship to get the US or Canada numbers, but you have to use a US or Canada number for the current deal.
Cool. All right. Is there any way? Oh, okay. So you can buy additional numbers. So I'll just go ahead and say yes. You can buy additional numbers. Can you go over the cost?
70 for, I'm not going to go over international costs because there's like a ton of countries and it varies by country and I don't know off the top of my head, but it's 75 cents per number per month for additional numbers, and it's 0.012 per minute for that as well.
All right, thank you. Can we port? We already did that. Thank you all so much for your questions. I'm assuming that unused minutes don't roll over into the next month. If unused, is it gone?
Yes.
Cool. Do I use different emails for 2 other businesses?
You can. Do I use different emails? You can. So like we basically have sub accounts in PhoneWagon, so you can add the additional companies inside of your account. And then you can add the email addresses of the clients under those companies if you want, so then they can have logins as well.
All right. What are the agency features and are they included in the deal?
Yeah, so everything I just showed you is like all of our features basically. The only difference really in our current packages, there's like numbers and minutes. So you're gonna get all these sub accounts, unlimited users, unlimited accounts, they're all included in the deal. So yeah.
All right, for Google Analytics / Google Ads, can we change first touch attribution to last touch?
I think you might be able to in the conversion action inside of Google Ads, but I'd have to double check that for you.
All right, a lot of people want to know about existing numbers transferring over to PhoneWagon.
Yeah, you can port those. Just chat us in or just request it. We'll send you the porting information. Or actually, I think we have the docs linked in our support. If you just search porting, there's like an article about it, and then there's like 2 PDFs that you can download from there. And then if you submit them to us, we'll submit everything on the back end. Usually the next question is, how long does it take? It varies. It can take up to 21 days. Okay. So like sometimes it's like 4 days, right? But it can take up to 3 weeks. So we don't want to like set the wrong expectation. So just know that and there's no downtime as well. So what happens is you submit it to us. We configure everything in PhoneWagon. We submit it to the carriers. They will either approve it if you have like the right documents, or they'll say decline because like, your address is mismatched or something like that, right? Let's say it gets approved. Then they'll say, okay, it got approved. Your port date is next Wednesday at 4 p.m. So we'll have everything configured. We'll know exactly when it's porting. We'll communicate that to you. And then basically, as soon as it ports, it basically just flips over from your old carrier to us, and it drops into already being configured. So there's no downtime at all. And you'll know when it's going to port. It's not just going to blindly like port over, or numbers are down, and everything else.
Cool. Do you have a shared or personal blacklist that blocks incoming calls from sales lines, like someone who wants to sell advertising?
So we don't like subscribe to like a million number, blacklist, but you can basically like either send to us, we can upload if you have like a bulk list, or there is a blocked number list where you can block numbers and add blocked numbers account-wide inside of PhoneWagon.
Cool. Can we choose an 800 series toll-free number as one of our 5 numbers in the AppSumo deal?
So you can choose a toll-free number. We don't have 800 since those are considered premiums, sort of like 212 in New York City. But you can use a toll-free number, 844-855-866, like a toll-free number as one of the numbers in the AppSumo deal, yes.
Cool. So people love white labeling. What are some reasons and use cases that one would need white labeling?
So if you're an agency, right, and you want to just give your clients a consistent branded experience, like, Ryan's performance marketing agency, and I'm giving my clients, hey, here, log into your call dashboard, and you want them to just log in and just have consistency of like the tools that you're offering your clients as an agency. It kind of makes you look more professional, not more professional, but just like, wow, damn, like he has his own domain and this like cool tool where I can log in and see all this stuff, right? So it sort of just allows more consistent branding from you. Use cases like almost 100% for agencies.
Yeah, sounds like it. I do want to let some Simulings know, if you just joined us, welcome. We're glad to have you. We're not going to go over each of the individual features again, but there will be a replay of this available. It'll be sent to the email you registered this for. It'll be available on YouTube indefinitely. So you can watch this again and catch up on whatever you missed. What is the meaning of unlimited users? Do you mean extensions or what?
Unlimited users means user logins. So you can have a bunch of extensions. That's also separate. That's also unlimited. But users is users login. So if you want to give people in your team their own logins, your clients their own logins, customers of your clients. So like unlimited users is just people who can log in and actually use the system.
Cool. For Google Ads, can call-only ads be run with PhoneWagon phone numbers? Since Google Ads verifies that the number on page matches, dynamic numbers are often not approved.
Say it again.
For Google Ads, they want to know if they can run call-only ads to be run with PhoneWagon phone numbers. They're worried about Google Ads not verifying the number because it doesn't match what's on the website.
Yeah, so there's a couple workarounds. You can link it with your Google Search Console to verify it there. The other thing that you can do is you can create like a page and put that number on a page like yourdomain.com/Google Verify, and you could even no index that page or whatever, and then just put the number on that page so that Google knows that that's your number and that it's on your website. that's like another workaround. So like there's a few things that you can do so that you can use track numbers on the call extensions.
Awesome. All right, we've got a combination of two of our most popular questions today, which is very exciting. Can we port international numbers?
Bobby, can we port international numbers?
It's a challenge only if the numbers are already with Twilio. We could do an internal Twilio to Twilio transfer, but if the numbers are not with Twilio, we can't port in international.
Cool. So hopefully that answers, I got two questions back to back on that one. So hopefully that nailed that. Does this work with Google Voice numbers?
You can port in Google Voice numbers, yes, or you can forward to a Google Voice number if you want. So yeah.
Amazing. Can the PhoneWagon number be used in WhatsApp?
Be used in WhatsApp. I don't know what that means.
Me neither. I just asked the questions. If you want to clarify that question for us, Callie, you definitely can. Can I use this as an everyday business phone? I don't need it for campaigns.
So right now so basically we don't have, you have to forward to a number right now, right? So we're not like a phone system yet. And that's one thing that we're aiming to be, because you can't like answer the phone in PhoneWagon. We have outbound calling, we have forwarding, we have all this stuff on top. We just don't have like answering. We don't have a few core features of like a phone system. Hold music, transferring, just things like that, okay? So short answer is for right now, no, but that is something that we're looking to come out with this year.
Awesome. Can numbers be moved around between companies?
Yes, super easily.
Awesome. A lot of people have asked about white label. I don't want any of y'all to think that I am avoiding your question. We've just already talked about it.
Chat us for white label. We'll send you the white label invoice. We do a white label, full white label on your branded domain. No PhoneWagon branding. It's not gray label. It's white label. And it's a one-time $99 paid directly to PhoneWagon.
Awesome. Can I add the PhoneWagon number in my Facebook page's call us button?
Yes, definitely. And then just label the number in PhoneWagon Facebook page, and then boom, you'll get analytics, how many people called you from your Facebook page call us button. It's a perfect example of using call tracking.
Awesome. In the AppSumo Q&A, you mentioned extra minutes and extra text have, okay, they have a price tag. Why do texts cost more?
Text costs more because we're offering an insanely low rate on minutes that it's like almost unheard of, which gets the price below text messages. And we also are blending our rates. We're not giving you like an outbound rate and an inbound rate, which like some people do. And then there's like, because like we want to simplify it, right? Like we could say like, oh, like outbound is, 012, but inbound's 006, and then it's like, is that, so we just give like one rate and it's like blended, and we're giving such a low minutes rate that, yeah, it does come below the texting rate.
It does look like it's a very slight difference between the two rates, basically.
003 is the difference.
Yeah, that's a fraction of a cent. Okay. Back to the WhatsApp question, we got clarification. Thank you. Can the PhoneWagon number be used to register for a WhatsApp account?
So I don't think so. A lot of these like registrations, like Google and stuff, they'll know whether it's like a virtual number or whether it's like a cell or mobile or whatever. And to prevent spam, a lot of them don't send like the auth codes to these types of numbers. So I think not, because they were getting so much spam.
That makes sense. Is it useful to use a dynamic number in a Facebook business page?
No, because it's not gonna serve up like a Facebook business page. You're probably gonna just use a static number, because you're not gonna be able, like, you don't get analytics on the business page. Like it's not gonna change based on the visitor.
Cool. What's a whisper message?
So a whisper actually like whispers to the person answering. So there's greeting is getting sent to the person that calls in. So if I call, I hear greeting. Whisper is if I'm picking up, I am you, right? I'm picking up like this call is from your Facebook page, boop, and then it drops you in, and you're like, hey, how you doing? Like, and then you know that they're calling from your Facebook page.
That is very fun. Do you have a published change log?
Yes. Yes. I'll share the change log. I'll share the link in. Bobby, we can share the link in here.
Amazing. All right, we've gotten, my question was answered. Thank you. Does buying this AppSumo deal help an agency who needs more numbers and minutes as compared to buying direct from PhoneWagon?
I mean, it gets you locked into the incremental rate that we're offering. Like, you buy direct from us, like we don't really offer that low. We don't offer like rates that low. So it basically gets you access to numbers at 75 cents and minutes at 0.12.
Awesome. I was told I missed a question. If I don't upgrade with the $1 a month upgrade, what happens when I exceed the limits in my AppSumo deal?
The phone numbers shut off, the calls disconnect.
Cool. I hope that answered it that time. It looks like upgrading is maybe the better option. How do you get the number to register what website it visited?
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Rich, if you can help us with that one a little bit. So can this be used to track calls for a campaign where you are charging the client on a per call basis for lead supplying?
Yeah, definitely. Tons of customers use this for pay-per-call.
Amazing.
And that's where you can create the filters to give them their own login. They can log in, create a filter like let's say you agree with them, like, hey, I'm only going to charge you when you get a call that's over 90 seconds from first-time callers on this landing page, because that's the campaigns that I set up for you. You create a filter, boom, they log in. Instantly, they see those 10 calls. They could even, and then if they want to dispute one of the calls, like, oh, this call was like, 100 seconds, but it was like a spam. It was someone that wanted a job. They could tag the call as like, rejected. And then you could show them like, all right, here's the 8 calls that we're going to bill you for. You bill them $20 a call. Boom. You just ding them for like $160 for the calls. And it's all neatly organized inside of PhoneWagon.
Amazing. All right, Sumolings, we've gotten through the questions here for the most part. I'm international callers calling the US number don't get charged for the call, right?
Again, not sure how the international phone plans work.
It's going to be based on.
Yeah, it's based on them.
Yeah, it would be based on the person calling. Whatever their phone system charges them, we'll charge them that.
Yes. So they do get charged in some capacity, but PhoneWagon does not have the power to.
Yeah, it won't. PhoneWagon's pricing will not be affected in any way.
All right. Amazing. All right. So we've gone over the branding. We've gone over all of these things that I'm seeing questions coming in right now. I promise I'm not trying to ignore y'all, but a lot of this is going to be in the replay. Do you have a video link to a pre-recording of a conversation where you offer us ideas on how we can use the leverage the services offers more value? I'm a little confused. When is the app coming? That question I understand.
This year, but no timeline.
Cool. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Yeah, let's wrap it up. Thank you, Sumoling, so much for all of your questions. If you still have more, you can go ahead and leave those on the deal page, or watch this replay and see if it maybe is in here. We've been here for a little while, so your question may have gotten answered. All right. on that note, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. AppSumo.com/PhoneWagon to redeem your code. It's $79 for a lifetime deal. And of course, it is backed by AppSumo's 60-day guarantee. So you can go ahead and get set up, play around with it, and see how PhoneWagon works for you. And yeah, once you're set up, we definitely want to hear from you. We want to know how this is working. So leave us some comments on the deal page and tell us about all of, the wonderful conversations and things that you're having. Yay, somebody said bot. Thank you so much. Very informative. I'm so glad that we got to answer all of your questions. All right. Thank you so much, Ryan and Bobby, for joining us.
Thank you guys so much. Yeah, appreciate everyone that attended. Over 80 people attended. That was awesome. And yeah, let us know any other questions, but looking forward to having everyone on the wagon.
Yeah, you guys are all great. Thanks. Have a good one.
You too.
Thanks, guys.